Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do something kind of different than the usual. It is like a chit chat, but basically because the year is ending and 2017 is approaching, I thought it's a perfect time to kind of do a little self-reflection and maybe a little self-reflection share. So I came out with a little list of lessons learned in 2016 so far. So if I had to describe 2016 in one word, I think it would be unexpected. It was definitely an unexpected year for so many different reasons. I say unexpected because every year you kind of start out with expectations for how you want your year to go. Obviously, like, that's the whole point of New Year's resolutions. But you know, as far as I can remember, I didn't really have a lot of resolutions for 2016. I mean, I did have some, but they weren't like legitimate resolutions because I obviously don't remember what they are right now, and I don't even know if like I accomplished some of them. But what I can say about 2016 for me at least is that it's been a great year. Sure, there's been tears, there's been hard parts, there's been painful parts, but overall, through the learning and the growing, it's been an amazing year for me, personal growth wise, especially career and passion wise, I'd have to say, and definitely relationship wise as well. I've made so many awesome relationships this year that have really just grown and blossomed and mean so much to me now. I'm gonna go and jump right into it. So lessons in 2016 that I learned so far and that I felt were really important to me and that I wanted to share. Pretty sure we've all heard this very cliche saying before, that things fall apart so that better things can fall into place. As cliche as it is, I do believe it's true, and that's probably why it's even called a cliche. There's so many things that I wanted for myself at a certain point in this year. I wanted them so bad. Like I couldn't sleep. I was so anxious. I did everything I could on my part to have it. I was really on top of it. But you know what? Certain things, no matter how hard you try and all that you do and all that you give, just aren't meant for you, or at least not meant in the time that you want it to happen. And it takes a lot of maturity and being humble to know that even though you want something so bad and you just feel so deep in your heart and your gut that it's for you, if it doesn't happen, it's because there's a bigger plan that you just don't see and you just can't understand yet, which is why it's bringing you to a different place than you want to be. So basically, if we got everything we wanted in life, we would never get what we really needed and what's meant for us. And I can tell you this too, that if we got a lot of things that we wanted in life, we would end up in totally different places than we thought we would, even getting with what we want. If that makes any sense, sometimes what we want isn't always what's best for us, and what's best for us might be what we need, and what we need is far greater than maybe what we could have ever imagined. So I know I'm throwing out like a lot of analogies and metaphors here, but basically, long story short, there was a job opportunity that I really wanted in the middle of this year, and I just did everything I could to have it, and I totally put myself out there, and you know what? It didn't happen. It just wasn't for me. And as sad and upset as I was at the time, because I put so much effort and got my hopes up so high for this one position, something way better fell into my lap, which is where I'm at right now, and I couldn't be happier. And I can only think to myself, looking back now, if I had gotten what I had really wanted at the time, I don't think I would have been long-term gratification happy as I am now, versus in that moment I would have enjoyed it, but in the long run I think it wasn't meant for me. Like, I don't think it would have been a good fit for me, and I'm really grateful that you know, man above had a bigger plan. And although it hurt at the time, I can see clearly now why it happened the way it did, and I'm so grateful. Okay, on the whole scheme of cliches and whatnot, Next one is everything worth having and worthwhile takes work, and not just any work, hard work. And this goes for relationships, businesses, etc. Like, nothing worth having is really gonna come easy, and anything worth having is gonna continue to take work. It's not just you're just gonna get it, it's gonna fall in your lap and you're just gonna keep it forever. As nice as that sounds, realistically most things in life don't go that way. You have to be persistent, you have to stay on top of it, you have to stay committed and dedicated and put in the effort and the work to either make a business run or make relationships last, or you know, whatever it might be. Things take hard work, but you're gonna see significant payoff if you continue to put X amount of work in. You're gonna get X, Y, Z, A, and B back. So just keep that in mind, that persistence and patience and hard work can really take you a long way in life, and it'll take you quicker there than you ever expected it to as well. This is a big one. So people come and go, and you know what you need to do when they do that? You just need to let them. We are so controlling as human beings. We always want to like be able to know what's happening next. We want to control this, we want to control that. I'm definitely somebody who tries to plan out like every aspect and scenario possible so that I'm prepared for whatever happens. If it doesn't go plan A, B, or C, I'm still prepared. But let's be real, life is very unpredictable, and a lot of the time we plan for things, it just fucking goes to shit. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. So when people come into your life and you really want them to stay, you know, they might not. We all have different plans, we all have different paths. God has a plan, and if he's removing somebody from your life, it's probably and definitely for a good reason that you just maybe can't see yet, but eventually one day you will. And it might be for that person, and it might be for you. It might be for your own personal growth, but it might be for that person's growth too. Most times, 9 out of 10 times, it's both for you. So this one on the list, definitely one of the biggest lessons in 2016. I mean, I've been dealing with this my whole life, but definitely started to show true to me this year that you know, not everybody that smiles in your face and compliments you really cares about you or is really your friend. There's like a saying that goes around on social media, like on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, quotes that basically hater paid the most for their seat, you know, their front row tickets. And I absolutely believe that's true. Like, they pay the most as far as like putting on an act, putting on a show, putting in all this effort to get close to you and just weasel their way next to you to just root for your downfall, not necessarily to admire your success, but just to prey on it. Basically, not everybody who smiles in your face and roots for you really wants you to win. They can just pretend that, and as sad as it is, there's a lot of pretenders in this world. So, you know, accept love and accept hate in all the same grace, but you can't let it jade you or affect you. You have to keep pressing and trucking on, doing your thing. And you know, I totally believe that hate is just another form of love, and jealousy and envy is also just another form of love. And haters are kind of confused admirers, because love and hate, it's all the same thing. Here's a big one that I feel like everybody should start to implement more in their life. Do what makes you happy. Stop explaining it to other people. If it's not hurting anybody else and it's making you happy, continue to do it. Make decisions that benefit you and aren't going to hurt other people, and stop explaining yourself to everybody. If somebody doesn't like it, who cares? It's making you happy. If it's making you progress, it's none of their business. So continue to do what makes you happy regardless of what anybody else has to say about it. I can't leave this one out. I know I keep saying this one's a big one, this one's a big one, that one's a big one, but ultimately this is probably the biggest thing that I've learned that has really helped and transformed 2016 for me and just myself personally. If there's anything that anybody could take away from this video and only do one of these lessons to learn throughout this next year, believe in yourself. It sounds like crazy and so simple, but it's not that simple. It is harder than it sounds, and some people think it sounds easy and some people think it sounds hard. But coming from a standpoint where I was in that position where I launched this YouTube channel this year, and I was kind of just taking a leap of faith, and that's kind of what it is, hand in hand, like a leap of faith while believing yourself. I had a little bit of self-belief, but I took a huge leap of faith, and my huge leap of faith grew my self-belief. So yeah, it all goes hand in hand. You just gotta ride hard for yourself and chase down every single dream. I know it sounds scary, I know it sounds impossible, but I'm telling you right now, it's not. And I'm saying that from a standpoint where I'm not even self-fulfilled yet. Like, I don't even have all my dreams come true yet, but just in the little self-belief I have put into action, I've seen so much growth and so much success and so much happiness just from believing in myself. So I'm telling you guys right now, ride hard for yourself, chase every dream. No dream is impossible. Everything is possible. Everything is at our disposal. It's all just up here, what's holding us back. And the biggest step is, you know, stepping over fear. That's really all it is. So that's my advice to you guys going into 2017. Chase all your dreams and chase every one of them with self-belief, and do it with hard work, and do it with passion, and do it with persistence, but also patience, and you're gonna start to see all your dreams come true and unfold. This is another good one, which we've all heard time and time again, that life is short and fragile. I heard this my entire life, but never really hit me so hard and so close to home until I lost somebody this year that was very dear to me. I've never lost anybody close to me before, so this is a very trying and challenging year for me, losing my grandfather. It really did put in perspective how fragile and how short life really is. Every day I still think about him. Every month it goes by, it's weird not being able to pick up the phone and call him. It's these things, these little things that we just take so for granted throughout life, you know, just being able to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, just being able to see somebody's face every day or in the morning. Those are the little things that when they're gone, we're really gonna miss, or we're gonna wish that we did more of. So at the end of the day, as cliche as all of this is that you should always tell the people that you love them every chance you get, every time you hang up the phone. I'm always telling my girlfriends I love them, my boyfriend, my family. I don't care how old I am, I don't care how old we are, you're gonna know that I love you in case anything happens. And I love all of my followers, so I'm telling you guys too, I love you guys. But you get where I'm going with this. You really never know what's gonna happen today, later on today, an hour from now, tomorrow. As much as we plan and we try to control things, at the end of the day, we really don't know what's truly coming next, and thereafter that, and thereafter that. Yeah, it just made me realize, having him pass without notice, that I wish I had just called him a few more times or made a little bit more effort here and there. But at the end of the day, the last conversation that we did have did end well, and it did end in I love you. So at least that I can say that, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But moving forward with life now, it was a good lesson for me on how to treat people that I most especially care about, and definitely people that I keep a relationship with in distance. You know, to put more effort, to always say how you feel, and definitely always say I love you if that's how you feel, and always keep in touch. So I learned all of these things in 2016. Obviously I can't put everything I learned into the video, but those were some key things that stood out to me in 2016. Like I said, it was a great year, but there were really painful and sad and discouraging times, but I got through them, as I will in 2017. But hopefully some of these lessons will help me get through whatever is ahead of me, and maybe they'll help you too. I hope you enjoyed this video, hearing about lessons learned in 2000. Fucking rooster outside. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my lessons learned in 2016, and hopefully you guys can take away a little bit from this video for yourself, and maybe you do resonate with a lot of the things that I said. I love feedback, so definitely hit me up in the comments below if you do resonate, or if you do have any questions, or just, you know, whatever feedback, leave it below.